So this wonderful human being, and he is that really, he's, you know, the kind of person that, you know, when we speak about relationships and how important they are in the business and wanting to always work with people that you feel good about working with, he is a pure example of that. And this is one of these people, and one of the dancers, choreographer extraordinaires that I would work with over and over. I know, that's a lot. Tell us a little bit about what you're up to, and you know, more importantly, you know, for this show, Just Josie, it's all about, you know, really keeping it real and, you know, giving back to the dance community and just talking about things that are really, really important to you, right?
I've never been one to really conform to anything, and as much as I tried, it's just, it's always been hard. And so I sort of, kind of accepted that fact, and it's gotten to where I am now, and as long as the road was because of that, you know, because conforming could have easily gotten me into bigger situations, better situations, quicker situations. And even when I tried to, it just wasn't. It didn't fit right with my spirit and where I was, and what I wanted to be, and who I wanted to be, and what I wanted to share with the world. And my mom always taught me to just, you know, be who you are and live happy and do what you love. And yeah, and I mean, my mom's always, I mean, she's a very happy woman and always been, and I've always
It's a mama's boy.
Such a mama's boy.
We love mama's boys.
Such a mama's boy. But
you know what? Will you share with them the story about when you went to work with Mia Michaels and that audition? Because that is a great story that needs to be heard.
I was at an agency party. This was 2005, and I just gotten signed to Clear Talent Group. That was my first agent, and still with them 10 years. And went to a party, you know, went and a friend of mine at the party was telling me about an audition the next day that Mia Michaels was having. I had no idea who Mia Michaels was. And at that point, Mia Michaels was, I mean, she had already done So You Think You Can Dance, she had choreographed for Madonna, Prince, so you name it, she's done it at that point. And
love Mia Michaels, love me some Mia Michaels.
Yeah, no, I love Mia Michaels. She changed my life, I tell you, she changed my life.
That's awesome.
And so I ended up going to this audition the next day, feeling a bit sick, and I'm just gonna say that. Absolutely. Feeling, you know, a little bit of the weather, and I walked in, and I walk into this room full of, you talk about the most extraordinary dancers in the world. They were from Alvin Ailey, Juilliard, you name it, they were elite. And here comes a little boy, you know, a little 20-year-old from, you know, Jersey with baggy sweatpants and a baggy shirt, and you know, probably 140 pounds, and you know, and I walk in and I'm going, this place is not for me. What am I doing here? And you know, because they're all stretching, and they, you know, their legs are limb, and you know, their bodies, and you know, I'm a boy from Jersey, you know, who grew up dancing salsa merengue at home and at parties, and you know, street dancer. And so I walk in, and Mia Michaels goes, presents herself, and she starts teaching us this combination. And it was as if I was watching an alien move. I've never in my life seen anybody move that way and choreograph that way. And so I started following the movement, and you know, and again, I'm not a trained dancer, so I'm not trained in the sense of going to a studio and learning technique or anything. I was trained. My training came from a cultural standpoint. You know, I grew up being Puerto Rican. My mom, you know, we listened to music every day at home. I taught myself how to dance by just watching music videos and tours, and watching you in the living color, and Janet Jackson.
That's right.
You know, and so, but I went on the audition, and I did it, and I got, you know, I stood to the end, which was a shock.
Right. Because he's amongst all these like trained dancers, and he's like this street guy.
You don't understand. These people were going for flipping off walls, and get the call back, and I walk in, and that audition and experience changed my life forever, and for multiple reasons. One, it gave me my first real professional gig. Yes, I did a tour before that, and I did a music video before that, but this was legit. I mean, I was going to Athens for 5 months. I was working with one of the top choreographers in the world. I was learning how to move in a contemporary way.
Now, let me ask you a question. When you went to the audition, did you know that it was going to be this type of audition?
No, at all. My friend was like, hey, so there's Madonna's choreographer is going to go, and she's having an audition. You think she go? And I said, okay, cool.
Okay, gotcha.
And that's just how it happened.
Okay, got it.
And then I did it, and I did the choreo, and we were improvising, and I guess what she liked was the raw quality that I brought. You know, I didn't give her training. I didn't go in there with a surface. She saw that I danced from my soul. It was just something that I embodied.
Yeah, right.
And you know, even though I wasn't as good as I feel like I am now,
right.
You know, there was something in me that she saw.
That
was the day that changed my view of movement. Dance.
A lot of the times we get so caught up in sort of blocking our blessings. We overthink it, and you just have to go for it. You have to go for it. So this is a great story of how the circumstances could have had him not sort of show up at the audition or just not go through with it. And so this is what happens in this situation, and it could be your situation about to happen. So always, always, always go for yours. You have no idea how it's going to turn out in the end. Just Josie, just Noel, we love you. God loves you too. Be good. Peace out.
Peace out.
Want to stroll? Want to stroll? Want to stroll?